Hey, good evening, everybody. What's going on? So, TPSGL and myself got something we wanted to come talk to y'all about real quick. There's been a lot of stuff going on, and we just want to jump on real quick and talk to everybody so that we can get some things out. My brother, what you got for 'em?
Hey man, what's going on, man? I think first and of course the team mentioned some things to me about whether I was gonna say something or not, and I kind of decided that I was gonna stay out of it. But then after talking to my brother here, and then I kind of think about I say it every time, if you see something wrong and you fail to do something about it, then just created a new standard. And I think the best thing of how I want to put this is that this is the importance of education for leaders, that we need to educate ourselves. The Army G1 team had putting information out and being on other shows, and as the on mail system and the list came out, and some of the things that we've seen on social media, I see that we still missed it. We still missed it, and this is why I believe that it's important that we educate ourselves as leaders. So, in relation to the whole on mail thing, the list doesn't say that you are promotable, but we have leaders going on saying that, hey, I made the list, I'm promotable. And don't get me wrong, y'all go to TPSGL. If you made the list, that in itself is an accomplishment, because the Army has said, first and foremost, number one, you're retainable. Two, you fit the criteria for the next rank. But it's a competitive thing to see your name on the list and understand that, okay, that's number one, my name is there. Then number two, you get your on mail number. Your on mail number is not a sequence number. And I think individuals need to be aware that the OML just says where you're ranked and stacked versus your peers within your MOS. So a lot of people noticed that I didn't post mine, I didn't share it or whatever, because I saw my name on the list. Okay, got it. Then the next day I saw my OML number. Okay, got it. And I'll be fully transparent with you guys. So out of my MOS, I was 59 out of 112. No, 59 out of 127. And so I was like, okay, got it. Now that was me. I didn't get a chance to validate my records or anything. But then everybody needs to understand, as far as like the OML, just because you're number 106, you have to understand that those individuals who are number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so forth, they have to meet certain requirements in order to get selected when the month for selection comes up. So for like July, if 58 individuals who are ahead of Staff Sergeant Hicks doesn't have SLC, doesn't have the time and grade requirements, then those other individuals, along with myself, then you will jump those individuals to be promoted, because number one, you meet the requirements. So leaders, my piece to this is you have to educate yourself. We have to get on HRC webpage. Everything we need to know is there. Everything we need to know is there. So that's my piece, Ballard. Then I'll come back and say some more at toward the end.
All right. So the thing I want to talk about, and I kind of touched on this the other day, is that the whole target versus the metric piece that I talked about. Look, this OML is a metric. All right, it's just a measure. That's all it is. You cannot make your target the metric. If you make the target the metric, then you no longer have a metric. You just have a target. All right, and we use the metric to get us to where we need to go to. Like, what's important is the end result. Okay, and the end result being that people are taken care of. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, that is the only purpose of rank for a leader, is to improve the quality of life of those who we lead. Now, there's some stuff where people are posting their numbers, their OML numbers on Facebook, and you have people out there who are bashing them. That's absolutely not necessary. It's not necessary and it's not right. Excuse me. It's not necessary and it's not right. Like my brother said, if your name is on that list, good job. All right. Now the thing that you have to ask yourself is if you're happy with your number or not, and that's fine. If you are, cool. If you're not, that's fine as well. Just let that be fuel for you to do the things that is necessary to get a number that is closer to one. That's what it is. But let's not go out here and bash leaders because they have a high number. Like I seen some stuff that was just it was just horrible. There's no need for that. Like they're on the list, they're fully qualified. All right, I don't know if that term is correct, but they're qualified to be promoted. Once they go to school, and at the end of the day, that's the entire purpose of the OML. Like this isn't a new thing. It's not a new thing. It used to be this way prior to right now. It used to be you would get selected to go to school, you would be trained, and then you would be promoted. The only thing we've done now is we've connected all three into one singular OML. So now people know. And you know what? While we're on here, let's talk about something else as well. There's a lot of staff sergeants, that are upset right now because of this whole 48-month change. Let's put some things into perspective. All right. Now, if you go out and you talk to anybody, like I'll use myself as an example. I made staff sergeant, I want to say 2009. In 2009, I pinned sergeant first class in 2013. I was still like, I made the list. I had to sit on the list for like a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. I still effectively sat as a staff sergeant for 48 months plus because of having to be selected for the list and having to wait for my sequence number to come. The system that we have now is better. It's better because at the end of the day, now you don't have to sit on a list and wait. You don't have to sit on a list and wait. You're 40, you get evaluated, you know where you stand, you have the opportunity to improve your position because before we didn't know what our position was. We just knew that we had our records got turned in, and once our records got turned in, we could see. I mean, we would ask other people if they could tell us what they thought where we was. Now you have a definitive way. You have a metric to determine where you're at, and if you're satisfied with that, you can maintain and continue to work hard. If you're not satisfied with it, you can work harder, and you can get into those. You can get into your go to your proponency and all these other places. Act and look at the things that you need to do to improve. Like everything is right there. The blueprint is right there, and I got it. Some people are gonna say like, "Oh, I don't get it. This doesn't make sense." Oh, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. But at the end of the day, you can look in black and white and see where you stand. And look, you got people posting what their numbers are. Go talk to them and see what was different from their records versus yours. There's lots of things to do. But what I am saying is that this is a better system. It may not seem like it right now, but at the end of the day, you are not forced to, move around blindly and have to, ask other people things and hope they're telling you the right thing to determine where you're going to. You have a clear guide path. You know what your OML number is. You know you're going to school. Is the system perfect? No, it's not perfect, but it's a whole lot better than what it used to be. What you got, my brother?
Yeah. I think so. This is the reason why. This is why I like NCOPD Live. Is because when we have these discussions behind closed doors that y'all don't know that we're having, then we make that decision. Say, okay, hey, let's put this message out. This is something I'm probably going to say is cliche, and everybody knows this, but it needs to be said. Everybody can't be one. There's just no way everybody can be number one. And when you feel that you should be at a number higher than the other person or somebody that you knew or that that was on the list, I've seen a lot of 88 Novembers that I knew that I was their instructor and their names was on the list, and I'm happy for them. I'm truly happy for them. But there was not one person I looked at like, oh man, I should be higher than that individual, or maybe I should be, I didn't look at that. I didn't look at it like that. Okay, their name on the list. Everybody knows TPSGL is. My mind is kind of. I'm on the downswing. So my mentality is, hey, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, it doesn't change my position. It doesn't change who I am. And then I tell you, leaders, this: a number doesn't define your leadership capabilities. It doesn't. So be happy that your name is on the list. Understand that there's always somebody else that's better than you. They may have taken an assignment that nobody wants to take. There's not many people that want to go to NTC as an assignment. That person in your MOS may have taken that assignment and went to NTC. And they went there and they balled out. And so guess what? That made an impression with the board members. So they were just a step ahead of you than you were. And then another thing, I saw a lot of people that was posting that their OML humbled them. And a lot of people was posting that they felt like they was the cream of the crop. I'm gonna share something to y'all that I looked at when I looked at OML. Not when I looked at OML, but when I looked at the list as far as fully qualified and most qualified. When I looked at fully qualified, I wondered if any leader asked themselves how close were to that 3 where they almost didn't make fully qualified. Because they stop it at 3. So if you were below a 3, you were not fully qualified. Ask yourself, how close were you to not being fully qualified? So my message is, number one, congratulations to the people that was on the list. Congratulations to those people that are sharing their OML. But understand this, leaders, we have to educate ourselves on the processes of what it is, because we're putting out false information. There is no more promotable status. That status is gone. And y'all hear me say it a lot. Words matter. I had a conversation with a sergeant first class I work with. She was saying something to me. I said, no, sergeant, that's not what I'm saying. Words matter. And when we put out information like that, guess how many leaders are following behind the messages that we put out? So I think it was best that we came on and we made this statement, and then just to kind of like calm the waves. Don't let this define you as a leader. If you, like my brother said, if you want to get a better number, hey, guess what? You just got to get out there and grind a little harder. Before the Patriots became the Patriots, guess what? They had a losing record, but guess what? They had to get out there and grind a little harder. They had to get some more players. Before the Lakers were ever great, before Jordan was ever great, you think Jordan never lost a game? But you got to grind to get yourself better. You got to be willing to put that time in. And those are my closing comments, man.
So and let's talk about another thing too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like TPSGL said, I don't think he said it while we was on the air, but he talked about how just because your number is 1 and somebody else has a number that's like 200, that doesn't mean that one is going to get promoted first, because there's a couple of things that we got to take into consideration.
Yeah.
There's a time and grade requirement. All right. Then on top of that, there's a school requirement. So if the time and grade requirement and the school requirement hasn't been met, then they're going to promote the next person that meets the criteria. And I know there's been a lot of people that are saying that they don't like the whole, why are we getting evaluated if we can't pin until 48 months? So once again, we go right back to the system, where the system is designed. First, they're going to select you. They're going to tell you where you stand. You're going to get trained, and then you're going to get promoted. There's a big backlog in school. Like, for a long time, a lot of people got promoted because they were willing to go to school. And let's be honest, there was a lot of people who were not willing to go to school. So there were individuals who were willing to go to school, and they got promoted. That's just the way it worked. We want our non-commissioned officers to have that schooling in before they get promoted. And let's have a little bit of transparency. I know for the longest time we've said things like, uh, people who are in special units, and the board cares about PT and all of this other stuff. I think this is proof that things are changing, because I know a whole lot of soldiers who were not airborne, not air assault, not special forces, not this, and they had very low OML numbers. When those other individuals that had all those qualifications, they weren't. Their OML numbers were very high. So I believe this is a good look, across the board at all of the records and everything, to make sure that the right people are being selected for the job. So, you know, if look, go to ACT, go to your proponency, get into those regulations and look at the stuff that it is that you need to do. You hit all those marks and do good in the job that you're in right now. Don't worry about that next job. Do good at the job you're in right now. As old Graybeard always say, Sergeant Retired Griffin, take care of your piece of the pie and you'll be okay.
Yeah, yeah, and it's good to have these discussions. And trust me, we know everybody. Some people were just disappointed because they wanted to do better or they thought they were going to do better. Uh, you woke up the next day, so guess what? You got an opportunity to do better. I think the next board, before the next evaluation board next year, you know, this is your opportunity to continue to do better. You got a chance to get a baseline to see where you were, and then just to drop another nugget, if you're not familiar with your MOP score, call your branch manager. That's another way your branch manager can give you an overview of where you rack and stack with your peers. That's MO. I think it's MOPP. But whatever it is, get with your branch manager and say, hey, could you tell me what my MOP score is? And they can tell you. So you don't have to wait till the next evaluation board. In 90 days from now, hey, hit your branch manager up. Hey, could you tell me what my MOP score is? You know, and then you can kind of get an idea where you need to gain traction at. Get you a mentor.
Yes.
Get you a mentor. Now, understand this. Mentors are human beings. Will they catch everything? So that's why I say get you more than one mentor. That's why I have 5 advisors for this page, because I'll bring the idea to one person, and then when I bring it to the second person may catch something that the first person didn't do, or and third, fourth, and fifth. Get you some mentors that can sit down, look at your stuff, and understand this. They're basing it off of their experience as a leader. Okay. Well, when your records go before the board member, hey, at least they can kind of have a general idea that, you know what, maybe somebody looked at this individual's record, let me see what's going on. So get you a mentor, sit up under them, get that knowledge from them. And there's plenty of things out here. There's plenty of places out here to get a mentor. I do know at Freestyle, they have an actual mentor section. I know this because I signed up to be a mentor. So there's places that you can go and reach out to these people to get a mentor. So with that, man, I hope everybody have a great weekend. I don't know where y'all at, but I know in Southwest Texas, we got a lot of storms down here. So
My brother,
I'm
hold on
chilling.
right quick. We got one question in here. So
Okay.
your OML number is not a live score. It will stay the same thing until the next evaluation board takes place. I seen somebody just threw that up there. It is not a live score. It will stay the same until the next evaluation board takes place.
Yeah. And then I'll say this. So let me just say this. This is not something that's in the making, but I'm going to call some people, reach out to the G1 section up at the Pentagon, reach back over to HRC. I do know that there's a chief over in AG that actually posted some great tidbits, and we're gonna put this panel together, and we're gonna talk about, we're gonna hit this again, so everybody can understand what it is. And we're going to ask the basic question that people need to know. Hey, if my name is on this list, does that mean I'm promotable? Point blank questions to ask the panel so everybody can understand this. And once again, but what I ask for leaders when we put this together, first and foremost, watch it. your attention span have to be willing to sit there and get this knowledge that these individuals going to put out, because Sergeant Major Clark and his team, and we'll reach out to Sergeant Major McAdoo and all those great professionals at HRC. They're taking their time to come out to put the information out, but then people don't want to look and watch it, but then we want to post wrong information. Come on, leaders, we got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. So when these platforms are out here, NCOP Live, Let's Talk About It, Freestyle, Thrive Legion, Battle Buddy check-in with Break Time Broadcast with Sergeant Major Breckenridge on every Sunday. You can go into these places and ask these questions, have these dialogue. Is multiple leaders in there of different ranks that you can go in and ask these questions. You got to make yourself readily available to receive this message and receive this knowledge, because these platforms are out there. So, but everybody, I hope everybody have a great weekend. Back over to you, Oz.
That's all I got, my brother. I think we go ahead and wrap it up now.
Yeah.
Hey, let me do my outro so you can do yours last. You know.
Oh, okay.
All right. Man. Hey, look, you're important. You matter. Don't let anybody make you feel as if you're insignificant. If you do get into the inbox, you got people here to help you. All right. The NCOPD Live team is here to help you. All right. Thrive Legion is here to help you. Coming to a third near you. And Let's Talk About It is here to help you. All right. Look, life is a choice, and I'm depending on you to choose well. Oz here, signing out.
If you see something wrong and you fail to do something about it, then you have just created a new standard. And at the end of the day, their issue is never with you, but their issue is with the standard. This is yours truly, Staff Sergeant Hicks, hashtag the professional SGL. Hey, Monday, what you got going on, man? 1900, right?
Monday, 1900. The Falcon and leaders will be here on NCOPD Live. On Let's Talk About It, brought to you by NCOPD Live, talking about standards and discipline in this magnificent restaurant that they have. They don't even have a defect. They have a restaurant because the thing is amazing. So I got some video that I'm going to put up here. OTPSGL going to drop in on us and, talk to the leaders a little bit. And we're going to just talk about the greatness that they have that's going on in 2nd Brigade.
Hey, I'm dropping in. Okay, I'm tracking now. I'm tracking now. I'm glad you said. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I guess.
All right, my brother.
Man, y'all be easy, man.
On behalf of my advisors, the NCOPD Live team, we would like to thank tonight's special guests and for all of you that have tuned in to tonight's show. Until next week,